Porsche Carerra Cup for the first round of the Transnation eSports Series, Supercar Series, here at Dubai Autodrome National. The Dubai Autodrome National circuit, 17 turns, 3.58 kilometres an hour, and we saw Alex Little take the first race win after a problem with Cameron Betts, which turned out to be penalty related. So we'll see. We'll just see how that plays out as we head into the Porsche Carrera Cup Series. So you're going to see a couple of names that you saw in the Porsche and the Toyota 86 Series race. Robin Kreft. Robin Kreft, Cameron Betts, and Matthias Vicelli, who will hopefully have a better race today in the Porsches than he did in the Toyota 86 Series. So we'll just wait and see who comes out first to start their flying lap. We're hearing a few cars making tracks. It looks like Jordan Dittmer is now going to be taken to the track, but I don't think he's the first driver out. Actually, I think that right goes to... Actually, it does go to Cameron Betts, none other. So Cameron Betts first out in the number 182. The 183 Porsche Carrera, or Porsche GT3. Jordan Dittmer now out in the number 18. One of the DLC cars, the Aeronix entry. Just to bear with you guys, in about 15 minutes time there will be a bit absence of commentary, so it'll be temporarily. And here's Tyler Beasley, who was meant to race in the Toyota 86 Series race, but ended up not having the game installed in time, so he's had to reinstall. He's already got a bit of damage on the left-hand side of his car, so he's clipped the barrier somewhere. Oliver Coleman in the number 120 Machuha Porsche entry, and of course then we've also got Matthias Vicelli in the Highlands number 777, or 773. Who had a pretty strong running in the Porsche Carrera Cup last season, but was too far behind to catch Josh Banks, our defending champion, who is not here for today's race. Neither is his teammate Amirul Azriaf. So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, we'll go to Cameron Betts, who will be the first driver to set time. Of course, still coming to terms with trying to figure out how to get the splits and stuff to be, and stuff like that. So again, I think this comes down to, this wouldn't be me, the director would be someone else, and I'd be commentating from a broadcasting standard, so I probably have a lot more things to cover. I'm not 100% sure. I'm still solo commentating. Hopefully next weekend I'll find someone that's able to commentate with me for both events. Super 2 will be a bit of a different story. We'll just see. That's weird. Anyway, we've actually got Class Visemia here now. So Class has made it to the grid as well. Usually races with his friend Yevgeny Dalakau, who isn't here this weekend it looks like, but I think Class looks like he's just going to race irrespective. Now someone's actually just dropped. Oh no, we had 6 cars, so we are 7, so nothing's changed. So I need to see. So Cameron's come off to the bat with a 23.9, and I think Jordan will be the next driver. He's giving some time away here by coming off the accelerator. Jordan will cross the line. Doesn't see the time, but it looks like he was invalidated also. No driver yet to set a time. Tyler Beasley at 27.4. So again, Cameron looking like the guy to beat at the moment. We'll just wait and see what other drivers can pull out of their proverbial... Oh, we've got a huge crash here for Robin Kreft. He's stoved the front of that number 182 Porsche very heavily, so it'll be very interesting to see what's happened there. That's a lot of damage. Just trying to think where on the track that was. He's coming through now, the fast right-hander, so sorry, the fast left-hander. So it looks like he may have done it quite early in the piece, actually. So that's a very interesting situation. Got Oliver Coleman here trying to find himself some breathing space and get himself into a good lap here. No improvements on the clock just yet. Looks like Cameron didn't improve on that lap. We'll just keep an eye on Oliver's time at the moment, because he'll be the next one across the line. Goes very wide and invalidates that time as a result. Robin's going on with this despite the fact that he's actually had a spin, but I suppose that's maybe to put a time on the board. Tyler improves to a 25.9, so that's not too bad there. He's now within 1.9 seconds, just under 2 seconds off the pole time at the moment. So could Cameron Betts look to make it 2 from 2 in qualifying? He had a pretty strong race, but it looked like penalties compromised a lot of his running, which gave Alex Little the incentive to take the race win. Of course, that's still pending under investigation. We'll just see how that comes about. So here's Matthias Vicelli, the defending Toyota 86 Series champion. Now, that was a bit weird, as he's just trying to get the brakes all settled in before he makes his run. Comes around the last corner to begin his flying lap. So what we'll do is we'll take a time to ride on board with the number 773 Porsche. That doesn't change anything, obviously. Let's have a look at the telemetry while we're at it too. So very gingerly on the acceleration. A little bit of brake pressure coming through the right-hander into the left-right complex. Quite a bit of brake coverage here. Sorry for yawning so much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Sorry. But anyway, just watching through all the drivers come through back and forth between themselves. So Robin's done a 27.2. Matthias' last lap was a 2:10.7, so he'll be looking to make amends for that one. And then, a bit of a snap bang there from the exhaust system as he comes through the fast left-right sector. Oh, he's gone. Definitely showing that he's using no assist, because the car's just not hooking itself up. Round he goes again. So he's probably done his tyres a bit of yep, so straight back to the pitch for a new set of what tyres do these cars run? That's an interesting question. Class has got a problem. He's coming to a stop on the circuit. It looked like he was checking something out there, and then the Shield number 61 teammate MIA. I think they're on the no, they'll be on the Michelins. What am I thinking? Of course. So Matthias getting some fresh Michelins. We've just lost P2 all of a sudden. I don't know whether that's a disconnection or something else. No information coming up on the screens or anything. Maybe a DNF? Maybe he's put it in the wall? I'll just grab that information. Ugh, my texting is horrible, ladies and gentlemen. It's not... don't want to be leaving the session, so... Jordan Dittmer crosses the line to begin what I would presume is a flying lap. Just have a look at the timings and see. No, it doesn't actually register Tyler in the system, so he must have crashed. It must have disconnected. Well, that's not good for P2 in the thing. So current order now currently stands at Cameron Betts, Oliver Coleman, Robin Kreeft, Matthias Vicelli, Klaas Vasimir, and Jordan Dittmer makes up the rear. Just getting now some indications of what's potentially happened. I'll just check the footage on the live stream just to see what's come about. As far as I'm aware, I don't think it matters, because I'm pretty sure Cameron got disqualified at the end of the 86 qualifying and still started on pole position. So I think, don't quote me, Sebastian, it would be really appreciative if you could come and join me in the commentary box, but unfortunately it's probably a bit too late because I can't set you as the director, so either which way it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think your time should be okay. Not gonna lie, I'm not 100% certain myself, so as I said, there will be a brief 5-minute period where I am not commentating. I just have to run an errand, but that's no big deal. How much time have we got left? We've got 4 minutes left. I'll just take a quick break and I'll be back with you shortly. Right, so we have 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock, and Matthias Vicelli has managed to pull himself up to P2 with a 25.8. Looking at the splits, it does look like, despite the disqualification from the session, Tyler Beasley still does hold down the third fastest time. It's hard to say whether he'll start at the back or not. We won't know that until race start. So Jordan Dittmer out with a 29.6 to be 7 seconds off the pace, and then Klaus, who has not yet set a representative time around the circuit just yet. We'll hope and pray that he can set a time before lights out. He actually elects to get out of the driver's way. Not sure who that was. Might have been Oliver, actually. Possibly Robin? Robin's still with the stoved in front, so watching Robin go around the circuit, as soon as someone needs to mute me, I won't say who, and they won't say anything as they do it. Good man. Or leave the party, that too. So coming across the line comes Robin Kreeft. Will he make an improvement on his time? No, he won't. Still very close in proximity to Oliver Coleman a little bit. 5/10 of a second. Brad Cam in the pits at the moment. He's not going to go back out for another run. Klaus has finally done a time, even though it's a 1 minute 46.9, which puts him 24 seconds off the pace. 50 seconds left on the clock, so I think we're pretty well sorted here for the grid for today's Porsche Carrera Cup race. Alright, so Klaus has given it up for the lap. Looks like actually Cam might be having another crack. No, he won't. Got a spinner here in Matthias. He's elected to give it up as well. 9 seconds left on the clock. Oliver will be able to get a lap in. Robin may just miss his opportunity to get another lap in. So, unfortunately for Robin. And Jordan Dittmer won't get another run after this lap. So, Oliver will be the only one left to really try and challenge for a time. But with a 3.4 second gap between Cameron Betts and the rest of the field, that's a real strong telling point for Cameron. So that's 2 on the trot for the two categories he races in. Super 2 will have a different telling point. So that's what can Oliver do here as he comes through the technical section. Sweeps himself around to the last preset sector and he's aborted, so that's it for qualifying. And it is basically, this is your top 3. So Cameron Betts from Matthias Facelli and Tyler Beasley will be your top 3. So this is going to be interesting on the line. Who's going to get off well? It's an all Porsche. It's an all Porsche front row. It's an all Porsche second row, and it's an all Porsche third row, and an all Porsche back row. Of course. Oh, one car is going absolutely bonkers on the grid at the moment. If you're seeing this as well, happy days, I'm sure. If you're the driver and you're doing this, I'd be highly worried. Just waiting for the drivers to ready up. Okay, so it looks like in the end, it looks like Klaus has actually left the grid. Must have been on account of that issue. So we're about to get lights out and away we go. And Oliver Coleman's had a beautiful start off the line. Matthias Facelli's gone absolutely nowhere. We've got Tyler Beasley looking to try and attack Cameron from the outside. That's not going to go anywhere. We've got, oh, who's that going for a deep dive down the inside? Robin Kreft has absolutely nailed the start and nearly pulled himself ahead of Cameron Betts, but Cameron Betts will lead them off from his teammate in Robin Kreft. Then it's Tyler Beasley, Oliver Coleman, Matthias, and Jordan makes up the rear. I'm just waiting for an incentive to go on a quick break. Tyler all over the back of Robin at the moment. Jordan, yeah, Matthias will be ruining his start. Not getting off the line very well and just getting absolutely bogged down. Oh, bit of archie-barchie there as Tyler tries to muscle his way through on Robin. That's going to give Oliver an incentive to have a move there. Matthias is there as well. Tyler's actually managed to pull this off somehow. He's going to try and go around the outside of Robin, but that's not going to pay off too much. In fact, that's going to give Matthias the incentive to go down the outside of the last turn. So completing the first lap, it's Cameron Betts from Robin Kreft, Matthias Facelli, Tyler Beasley, Oliver Coleman, and Jordan Dittmer makes up the rear of the field. I'm just waiting for a thumbs up to say fling. So I will be back. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be back with untouched coverage. Right now we're back with uninterrupted coverage from here on out. So looks like Cameron has pulled out a 2.7 second lead over Matthias Vajali. He's actually starting to get some ground back on him. Tyler Beasley up to P3. Oliver Coleman right behind him in P4. Jordan Dittmer back in P5, and it looks like another incident here for Robin Kreft has put him to the back of the field and currently in the pits seeking repairs to his car. So I feel like I've missed something here, unfortunately, but family matters are a must sometimes. Speaking of battles are a must, a battle here between Tyler and Oliver is getting a little pushy shovey. I think Oliver's actually made a move on Tyler, and Tyler's now just trying to get the move back. You won't want to be going offline too much to try and make a move, and this has actually put Robin a lap down, this incident of his, so that's very unfortunate for him at the moment. In fact, Jordan's coming in as well, so I wonder what's happened to Jordan. Doesn't look like there's any damage. It must be a penalty of some sort because it seems a bit out there. But yeah, the gap between Matthias and Cameron is starting to drop quite a fair bit. We're on lap 5 of 15, so not quite over the halfway mark just yet. We'll see what Jordan's up to here. I think it was a tyre change, it looks like. Hard to say. It doesn't say anything about on the race feed about what's happened in regards to that. But this battle here between Tyler and Oliver is heating up quite nicely, and Tyler's just not letting Oliver go without a fight here. And see another exclamation mark. In fact, there's now Matthias is right on the back of Cameron all of a sudden. So again, once again, Cameron's been kind of hoodwinked by a few issues, and as a result, it's keeping this battle going. But yeah, there's quite a lot. It's quite an interesting race at the moment. Two battles going on at the same time. And we've got another spin there from Robin Kreft. In fact, Robin's gone quite a fair bit. I think Robin's outbraked himself because that's quite a bit of a thick game there, and it looks like Matthias has made the move on Cameron there, and that's another misfortune for Cameron. I wonder if these penalty systems are a little outlandish. Or Tyler having a think up the inside of Oliver heading into turn 1. Not the most opportunistic overtaking spot on the track, but definitely if you can get the positioning of the car right, you might be able to have yourself a sniff up the inside there if need be. What we'll do now is, for the time being, just so we watch this battle unfold, is that we're right on board with Tyler Beasley as he tries to hunt down Oliver Coleman. So buckle up, grab your nearest soda and have a fun ride. As always, going down the inside, doesn't quite get the traction. I think he was also a little aware that Oliver may have potentially gone to shut the door on him, so he was very wise to keep off the acceleration, not try and force an incident there. And they're not too far off from catching Cameron up front, who's actually losing ground to Matthias as well. So, oh, Tyler a little wide coming out of the penultimate bend, coming down into the last corner. It looks like Robin has packed it in for the day. Must be a terminal issue with the car, so unfortunate there for Robin, and of course the class who didn't even make the start. So 5 cars left in this race. Oh, Oliver very shallow into the first turn, which actually has caused the car to bobble onto the first apex. That didn't, the thing about it though, it didn't give Tyler the incentive he needed to make an overtake work there. So a very interesting mode of differences there. We'll just stick to trackside because it looks like all just does every single angle on one different spectrum. So the gap at the front is 1.7 seconds, but you can't take your eyes off this battle at the moment as Tyler tries so desperately hard to force Oliver into an error Oh, I might have just seen it there. He just had a go there. He wasn't quite convinced that the move was there. He's giving Oliver quite a bit of a bump up the rear. A bit more bumping, tapping. Yeah, been doing all right in that for the time being, boys. Don't want to compromise yourself too much, but Tyler around the outside. He'll have to get deep on the brakes here if he wants to hold this. He goes super wide into the last corner. This could actually give him a better run coming down the main straight. But alas, Oliver retains the podium position. So I don't know what the penalty system is at the moment. Might be able to see it just on the timing screen. I'll just have a look here. No, according to this, it doesn't sound like they've got any. So, but yeah, this battle between Oliver Coleman and Tyler Beasley has escalated quite a bit, and it's quite an interesting spectacle to watch. Jordan Dittmer a further minute back from the rest of the field, so still will salvage a P5 result, which will probably be a career best in the Porsche Carrera Cup for Jordan. I don't think he's been any higher than P6, so this will be a career best for Jordan. For Matthias, it'll be his second or third win, I think, in the Porsche Carrera Cup Championship, of course dating back to the GT Sport days. For Oliver, this will be, I think, a second podium if he can hold on to it. And Tyler, I think, has a podium to his name as well, maybe a pole position, I can't remember which, but 2 races and 2 missed opportunities for Cameron Betts, who's controlled the races right. Oh, here we go, something's gone wrong there for Oliver, and that's given Tyler a much better opportunity to hold that position. In fact, Oliver doesn't even try to hold the ground, he just actually elects to just give the spot up and try and get it back by means he's had the pace to kind of hold Tyler at bay. So now we'll just see what kind of pace Tyler has been withdrawn from. In fact, look at the slipstream on that. Look, Oliver's already within range of having a go here up into turn 1. But again, turn 1, not the most opportunistic overtaking spot here, especially with the way off campus. Oh, and look at that. Immediately, a mistake by Tyler puts... Oh! God, they nearly had each other off there. Tyler just trying to get his car back under control, just slid into the back panel of Oliver's Machuha number 119 Porsche, and just almost sent them both into a tank. Sorry, the 120 actually, not the one. Oliver being a bit dangerous there with weaving. Don't want to be weaving too much in front of your opposition. Lost a bit of ground there actually, Tyler, in that space at the moment. I don't think it was for anything more than probably just not getting on the acceleration as much, but still a really good enthralling battle here between these two young drivers, 15 and 14 I think, both in respective ages. So of course Tyler Beasley is my teammate in tomorrow's F1 Grand Prix race at Australia in the Scuderia, so looking very interested to see his performances over across in the F1 season. Not doing too bad at the moment in the Porsche, chasing down a podium position. Gap up front is 1.6 seconds. I think we can take our eyes away from that battle for just a minute while we watch the gap between the two leaders stabilising. So Cameron's outright... Oh, he's made a huge mistake in the last... Or just coming out of that corner, it's drifted off wide. They're going to have Jordan Dittmer for company very shortly as he gets approached by the drivers here. We'll go back to now the battle for position 3, and it is still pretty stable. The gap is roughly about half a second between the two of them, but you can just see it from the screen that there's nothing in it between the two. And of course Oliver will be contesting in the next round in the Super 2 Championship as well, so keep an eye on that as well. So I'm not too sure how the Super 2 is going to play out too much in the number game, but we'll see for sure. And Tyler goes super wide. And the battle just continues out. So heading into the 11th of 15 laps here around the Dubai National Autodrome circuit. The gap up the front is now just creeping to 1.1 seconds. Matthias Vachali over Cameron Betts. Oliver Coleman has his work cut out for him trying to hold on to this podium position from a hard-charging Tyler Beasley. Jordan Dittmer a long way back after an unscheduled pit stop put him in the back seat. DNF is Robin Kreft, who was sent to China in his words, and Klaas, who didn't actually make the start. Ooh, Oliver takes a really weird approach into that corner, and it actually slows him down quite a fair bit into that corner. And usually Tyler takes that incentive, goes around the outside, but in this instance he just hasn't been able to make it work. And Jordan Dittmer in the pits again, so not sure what's going on here. We'll just see what another tyre change, so something definitely going wrong there for Jordan Dittmer in his outing in the Porsche, and these two still going hammer and tong. Actually the gap up the front's now dropped to just under a half a tenth as well, so the battle up the front is enthralling now, as well as the battle for the podium, final step of the podium. So I wonder what's happened to Matthias all of a sudden, because his gap's been brought down quite a fair bit by Cameron Betts, who wants to at least convert his pole position into a win. He didn't quite get it in the Toyota 86 race after a handful of penalties, including a drive-through, put him on the back foot. So we'll see if he can redeem himself with the win in the Porsche Carrera Cup. He's got Matthias to deal with, and Matthias is not an easy person to overtake. And this battle keeps going on as well between the top two, well, between position 3 4 of Tyler Beasley and Oliver Coleman. In fact, again, Oliver with the slow exit out of the penultimate being gives Tyler the incentive to try and go around the outside, but of course he can't do it. He could go for the switchback, which he nearly just about pulled off, but didn't quite have the momentum. But he's got the straight line speed. Oh, we got, actually I think, no, I thought they were side by side, so. Oh, here we go. Could Tyler, oh, he's going for his last of the late breakers. He's pulled it off, but has he got the momentum to keep it in the game? He does, so that's position 3 for Tyler Beasley. And as that goes on, this battle up the front continues as well. So, oh, Oliver looked for a late diving move there. He just caught Winston. He's actually pulled it off. He's actually managed to keep the car perfectly centered on the inside to keep that that line going. So he'll go to the inside to defend that line. Tyler's going to try and do the late braking move again, but you don't want to do that from the outside unless you can pull it off, and he's actually done it masterfully. Beautiful move there by Tyler Beasley to pull it around the outside, and he'll go defensive again. Oliver will try and go for a wider approach, which should in theory make the car more straighter on the line, but it doesn't work. So we're heading into the penultimate lap now. Matthias has got his work cut out for him at the moment as he's trying to fend back the pole sitter, who by some strange means lost a whole heap of time to Matthias and then lost the lead as well. So it all goes through into perspective, and it looks like despite Tyler's lost a lot of momentum out of that last corner trying to find traction, he's going to try and, I would say, try and go back down the inside. He's not far enough this time, but he's going to try it anyway. But Oliver gave him a lot of space actually there, so pretty good driving here from these two drivers. I've got to say, this has definitely been one of the more exciting of the two races that we've had so far at the moment between the Toyota 86 and the Porsche Carrera Cup. But definitely we're seeing a lot of different good battles here between the top 2 and the top 4. So the battle between these, this isn't going to finish until the drivers cross the finish line. But I think for Matthias, unless he makes a dire mistake here or on the last corner, I think, he's gone wide. That could be a potential problem. So he'll round the last corner, and he should take the first round of the Porsche Carrera Cup here at Dubai. So Matthias will cross the line, take the win from Cameron Betts. But of course this battle here still to be resolved between. Oh, they're gonna go. Oh, I would, Tyler. I think that was a bump and run. In fact, I think I wouldn't be. Oh, this could be a little bit of a problem here. But in fact, I think. Oh, Tyler's actually given it up. So Tyler's giving Oliver the podium. And probably felt like that was a bit of a bump and run there, so he's actually rectified that situation. Wait a minute. Wait, what's happened to the lap counter? Oh no, I've duffed up. That's the final lap. So, sorry. I'm sorry. I've bunged up. So, I got so enthralled with it being I thought it was the last lap. So this is the final lap. So, oh, sorry, Tyler. Well, I mean, it was a bump and run, not gonna lie, but yeah. Either which way, this is pretty much now the. So just looking at the time, we're actually making some pretty good time with this. So Matthias Vicelli will this time come around the last bend and should take the the Porsche Carrera Cup race win with Cameron Betts hot in pursuit. So Matthias does it. In race 1 of the season, Cameron Betts will hold on to second, and it looks like this battle. Oh, what's happened? Something's happened there. Why are these two drivers being overly generous with one another? I'm not quite sure I understand that, but Tyler made a mistake and went wide. Oliver didn't even try to make the overtake. In fact, he slowed down to let. Oh, this is just getting confusing on my end, but either which way, I think Oliver's going to take the podium position in probably a really confusing manner of perspective. But for Matthias Vicelli, it's race win number 3, I think, of his Porsche Carrera Cup career, and Cameron Betts will top it off with 2 second places in a row after 2 poles as well. So not too bad of a run there by Cameron Betts, who looks like he's going to be the qualifying expert for this season. And we're just waiting for now Jordan Dittmer to hopefully cross the line. Very interested to see Klaus actually stay and watch the whole thing from the race, despite not making the start. But Jordan should cross the line with a couple of seconds left on the clock, so he will be classified but a lap down. So Jordan Dittmer across the line for P5. So great race today for the Porsche Carrera Cup. So stay tuned in about an hour and 15 minutes time when the Trans Nation Super 2 inaugural race gets underway.